Hi, my name's Katryna and I'm the founder and CEO of Meeco. Meeco is on a mission to enable everyone on the planet to get equity and value from the information they share. And the way we do that is we provision the API of Me. And that allows you and I to take data from different parts of our life, data under open banking or in a European context from GDPR, our wearables, our smart home, our devices, pull it together and turn it into an API that we can plug directly into the organizations we trust. So we think the future of data is personalization, personalized health, personalized medicine, personalized education. We can really only do that by putting you and I directly into the value chain with data that we can trust, that's verified, that has provenance, and that we know can be used to actually provide a very personalized service.
So in your perfect world, everyone would have their own personal API?
In our perfect world, everyone on the planet would have their own personal API. However, because of the complexity of thinking of a child born today and their digital twin, everything they do from the moment they're born to enrolling in school to their first job, their education, their consumer preferences will all create data. So we see that there will be important data custodians over the course of life, and our focus, particularly with our distributed ledger technology, is to work with regulated authorities like financial institutions, government, telecommunications, to become custodians of that information, to help customers understand their own financial well-being, to provide better services for citizens, protecting their identity, to enable, from a telecommunications point of view, to add things like location or provenance to something so that we can mitigate fraud, or we can actually increase the ability for somebody to get an experience that is connected to their physical environment.
Sounds like a wild idea. What's going on in the world at the moment that made you think this would be a good idea?
Okay, sounds like a wild idea. Back in 2012, when I first wrote our manifesto, everyone said I was completely crazy. However, here is why I wanted to start out on this journey. I think around the middle of 2012, not long after I wrote our manifesto, Facebook had published their IPO documents. And so I was looking at where was there a trajectory in terms of what was happening with personal data. World Economic Forum was reporting some really interesting trends around the value of data. We could see balance sheets for corporations increasing. And there were four things about the Facebook IPO that really jumped out under their risks. One, that the value of their shares might be undermined if there were privacy concerns. Two, if there was a regulated market around how personal data was used. Three, if people became aware of the value of their data. And four, their move from desktop at that time to mobile, and if their business model became opaque. So from my point of view in 2012, that meant a platform that was privacy by design could enable compliance that directly gave the value to you and I and was able to have a very transparent business model might be a great idea. And that's why we started out building Meeco.
So 5 years from now, where do you think you'll be?
So where I hope to be 5 years from now is we've been working with some really amazing organizations around the world in financial services, telecommunications, government sector, around building a trusted data ecosystem. So the idea that, first of all, a child 5 years from now would be born with some rights, some sovereign rights over their digital identity, some custodianship around the information that builds up. And then what we've been doing with our R&D, and we've just recently published a white paper that outlines the ability for us in the not too distant future to bring the business logic to enable the personalization directly to the data instead of collecting the data and bringing it to the business logic. So 5 years from now, I'll be a very happy person if we've been able to see some of these trusted ecosystems in Europe, in Australia, and then the ability for those things to be actually cross-border to enable people not just to digitally travel, but to physically be able to take their digital life with them as well.
Katryna, thanks. It's been great talking to you on Sibos TV.